Hello and welcome to 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. There was some highlight of the NNL games between CTFC of Abuja and Zamfara United, and also you saw the game between Ekiti United and March the 12th of the Nigerian National League, the most important league in the land. And you know that is where we get teams that as into the MPFL, the Nigerian Premier Football League proper. They get promoted from the second-tier league, and that is the way to go, and that is how it is. And the Nigerian Premier League is getting hotter and hotter and better on every side, on every weekend in the Nigerian Premier Football League. I think we are getting it right. But this morning, before we talk some round leader game, let's go straight to Ghana, where the 13th edition of the African Games is ongoing and has been a fantastic ride for Team Nigeria. We've been doing well since the game started. The game started with table tennis, but officially everything started on the 8th of March. That was on Friday, and it was a very, very beautiful opening ceremony, and Team Nigeria has been doing so well. But as it stands right now, I think we've dropped on the medal table. We'll get to that story, but let's quickly look at this fantastic one from the African Games, where we have about two of our boxers, a female boxer, through to the semi-final of the boxing competition in the African Games. That is Patricia Mbata in the 70 kg to 75 kg category, and then Blessing Orakwe 66 to 70 kg category are through to the semi-finals of the boxing event at the ongoing African Games. They were drawn by in the boxing event. The boxing is going to start properly today, though the draws were conducted on Wednesday, and then some boxers had to actually fight to qualify for the quarterfinals. But for two of our boxers, because of the draws, it favors them, and they are straight into the semi-finals of the boxing competition without even throwing one punch. But later on today, they will be in action. For Mbata, she will face Radi Grameni of Mozambique, and then Rakwe will fight for a spot in the final against Ibn Zina of Tunisia. In the semi-final bout between these two Nigerian fighters, and it has been a quite interesting one for Nigeria in the African Games 2023 after a round of competitions in all of the games we are participating. Let's not forget that we have entered into our area of strength when it comes to the games, weightlifting, wrestling. On Sunday, you saw how about 6 of our wrestlers actually won all wrestlers won all the gold medals in the wrestling bout, and also in the weightlifting, 6 of them taking all the gold medals. We started with bronze in table tennis from Edem Ofyong. Definitely that was our first medal in the African Games 13th edition 2023 in Ghana, and after that we won about 4 silvers in table tennis. And on Sunday, it was the reign of golds for Nigeria. Anuluakpo Okpeyori got the first gold for Nigeria in badminton, and from then on, we did not stop in winning gold and silver and bronze. But yesterday, it was not really a smooth outing for us. It was a poor outing for us. We were not able to get any gold medal yesterday in all of the events we participated in. It was the beach volleyball that got the only medals for us on day 7 of the African Games 2023. So we picked a bronze medal in the beach volleyball, where we defeated Rwanda in that the bronze medal match 2-love. The first set was 22-20. The second set was 21-12 in the women's third place match that was played at the Labome Beach Resort. That was yesterday. The duo of Esther Umba and Pamela Bauer got us that bronze medal in beach volleyball, and that was the only medal we got on day 7 of events of the African Games 2023. We could not add to the tally of the number of gold medals we have, but as we speak right now, competitions are ongoing, games are ongoing. Like you know, the medals table will have to change by as early as of tomorrow morning, and then we'll know where Nigeria will be standing on the medal table. But yesterday, it was not really a rosy outing for Team Nigeria. The only bronze medal in beach volleyball, which we believe that as we speak right now, that games are ongoing, we'll start getting in a lot of medals and probably maybe win some gold medals today again. But the ultimate one will start on Monday. That is athletics, track and field, some of the field event. And you know, we have Toby Amuson, she's in town. Ese Brume is there, Rutu Soro is there, Chukwebuka Enekwechi is there, Olympic finalist Adegoke is there, and whole lot of them is in town. Ezekiel Nathaniel in the 400 meters hurdles, he is also there. So when we enter into athletics, you know, Nigeria is a country to be a force to be reckoned with when it comes to athletics. The only let me say the only hurdles we have to just cross in the 100 meters for men is Omayala of Kenya, the African fastest man, will be there. But let's see how he's going to fare against the likes of Enoch Adegoke, who is just coming back after that injury during the Tokyo Olympics 2020. So, and there our Falconets, let's not forget that our Super Falconets are also doing well. They are into the semi-final, and for the Flying Ghosts, they have to beat Senegal to get to the semi-final of the competition. In 2019, the Falconets won the gold medal in football event for women, and then for the guys, they came, they couldn't defend it. But this time around, I believe both of them are gunning for that gold medal in football. And for our handball team, we'll talk about that later on, but they also started the competition on a very good note. That is the Golden Arrows of Nigeria. They defeated Togo in their first game at the African Games 2023. That's for our handball team, the Golden Arrows of Nigeria. So we have a whole lot. After the games, definitely I believe we'll go back to the second on the medal table, and probably as it stands right now, I think Egypt are looking like the runaway winners, despite we've had some good outings. But for the Egyptians, they come with a large contingent, and that is why they are where they are. And that will lead us to the next story, where Nigeria dropped to third on the medal table after day 7 of events in the African Games 2023. Like I said, we were able to pick just a bronze medal alone on day 7 of the games. That is in the beach volleyball. And we started on day 7. We started on this on the second position on the medal table, where we have 22 gold medals. We have 22 gold medals in that, 13 silver and 19 bronze. But as it stands right now, we have been usurped from the second position. South Africa is now occupying the second position on the medal table, but we have the same number of golds, but the total number of medals between us and South Africa is a quite wide margin. South Africa have 77 number of total number of medals, and that is why they are second on the medal table, and Nigeria is now third. Like I said, we have the same number of gold, 22. So after the games of today, let's see if we can add to the number of golds, maybe win more 5 gold medals, 3, 4, 5 gold medals, and then take them out of the second position, that is South Africa, and go back to the second position. But with the way it is right now, we are third on the medal table, and we can see that, like I said, Egypt is leading the way with 115 medals in total, which they have 65 gold medals, 27 silver, and 23 bronze medals. That is for Egypt, totaling 115 gold medals. And then the likes of Mauritius, Madagascar, Eritrea, Morocco, and Zimbabwe completing the top 10 on the medal table. And for the host, Ghana, they are on the 14th position of the medal table, and you can see a host country looking at where they are on the medal table. But like I said, games are ongoing, and probably at the end of today, Nigeria might just find themselves maybe back on the second position of the medals table. All right, let's leave the African Games. We'll come back to that before we wrap up the show. Let's come back home and look at the MPFL, that is Nigerian Premier Football League. Actions went down in match day 25. It was a good one for Heartland, the likes of Heartland FC of Owerri, getting their first win in match day 25. Enugu Rangers went straight to Kano to pick a point against Kano Pillars. And like I said, the second stanza of the league is looking hotter and interesting. But we will look at this story where Abubakar Bala of Katsina United resigned his position as the head coach of Katsina United, citing some reasons that are not really favorable. He said there's no better understanding between him and his management, no smooth running, no smooth relationship. There is breach of contract, and now Katsina United has come out to say yes, they are owing him a lot of salaries, and why it's like that is because of the change of government in that state, the change of authority in that state, and that is why things are not really going on smoothly between himself and those and the management of Katsina United. And the man said, no, I can no longer take it. I just have to take a bow. That is why he resigned. Abubakar Bala, who left Kwara United for Katsina United this time around, has left that team after match day 25 in the Nigerian Premier Football League. And these are some of the things we don't want to hear, we don't really want to see in our league. We are happy that the league is gradually getting better and better week in, week out. From all of the games we are seeing, officiating, top-notch management, the teams, the various management of the various clubs in the league are doing their best. Remo Stars, the like of Remo Stars, owned by a private owner, doing well. Sporting Lagos, a whole lot going on. Eniba International, you see what they are doing, branding here and there, and we are happy that the league is getting better. But some of these, I think some management of some of these clubs should also know that, yes, we cannot continue this way. You cannot be owing your coach a lot of salaries and you expect him to be happy. You expect him to get the job done. Like what we saw with Heartland FC of Owerri, where the state government has to slash the salary of the team. They cut it into half. And I know a lot of persons might say that move now has now paid off after they picked a point away to Katsina United, and that was in March day 24, and then in March day 25 they got a win. They defeated Abia Warriors 2-0 in the Oriental Derby. Now maybe the state government will say, the management of that team will say, because they cut down the salary of the players, that is why they are getting the result. No, I think I would like to disagree with the management of Heartland FC of Owerri, that it's not because you cut down the salaries of the player, that is why they are now getting, at least they've gotten a good result back-to-back, March day 24 and March day 25, one draw and one win. That is not the way to go. You don't cut down people's salaries because they are not getting the result. I think the management should also go back, now that they have gotten a draw and a win, they should also go back to the drawing board and look how they can manage the situation in that team. And I think the happiest man in the Nigerian Premier Football League right now is Christian Obi of Heartland FC of Owerri, who is trying to turn the misfortunes of that team around and see how they can get better and fair in the league. They are at the bottom of the Nigerian Premier Football League table, but let's see if they can escape relegation at the end of the day. But for Abubakar Bala of Katsina United, he resigned his position because there's no smooth working relationship between him and the management of the team. And the management has agreed that they are owing him salary, this and this, because of the change of power in that state and what have you. Well, let's see how it goes. If definitely the salaries that are owed to him can be paid, even that's why he resigned. I think the salaries need to be paid because he is a breadwinner of a family. All right, let's leave the Nigerian Premier Football League and go straight to Europe, where there were actions in the round of 16 of the Europa League and also the Europa Conference League. All of the English teams are moving forward, and like you know, the format for the Champions League, Europa League, and the Conference League come next season will change. It will no longer be a 32 team format. It's now going to be a round-robin game where teams will be ranked based on their standings, based on their ranking coefficient in Europe, and that is how the teams will be played. It's going to be a round-robin format. The top teams go straight into the knockout round, while others will have to slug it out to join the top teams, and the bottom teams we just have to go out of all competition in Europe. You know, before, if you drop from Champions League, you join other teams in Europa League. But now there's nothing like that anymore. If you are out, you are out, because it's going to be based on coefficient and where do you stand. So now West Ham progressing in the Europa League has actually favored teams like Manchester United and co in the English Premier League because of the progress of West Ham United in Europa League. But let's look at some of the results of games that went down last night in the Europa League, and after that we'll look at the teams that have qualified to the quarterfinals of the Europa League and also the Conference League, and then we'll look at that of the Champions League. But let's look at the results, how the Rangers to Benfica, and Slava Prague lost to AC Milan 3-1 on aggregate. AC Milan 7-3. The first leg, AC Milan winning the first leg. Villarreal against Marseille. It was 3-1 against Marseille, but on aggregate, Marseille went through 5-3 on aggregate after the first leg ended 4-0 in favor of Marseille. West Ham United beat SC Freiburg 5-0 at home. After the first leg, they lost 1-0 to Freiburg, and now they had to beat Freiburg 5-0, and they went through on 5-1 on aggregate. Atlanta 2-1 against Sporting Lisbon. Ademola Lookman getting one of those goals, and Atlanta went through 3-2 on aggregate. Bayer Leverkusen beat Quarterback 3-2, and for Bayer Leverkusen it was 5-4 on aggregate. They went through. Brighton 1-0 against Roma, but it was not enough after they lost the first leg 4-0 in Italy. So for Brighton, they are out. Roma went through 4-1 on aggregate, and for Liverpool, they are the highest winner of the night, 6-1 against Sparta Prague, and then on aggregate, first leg ended 5 in favor of Liverpool, and now on aggregate 11-2 on aggregate. First leg was 5-1, second leg 6-1. So Liverpool qualified 11-2 on aggregate in that order. All right, let's quickly look at the Conference League results. We have okay, let's look at the teams that have made it through to the quarterfinals in the Europa League. We have Benfica, AC Milan, Marseille, West Ham United, Atlanta, Bayer Leverkusen, Roma, and then Liverpool in that order. These are the teams that made it to the quarterfinals of the Europa League. And then from the Europa Conference League, we have Fenerbahce lost 1-0 to US and Gilos of Belgium, but Fenerbahce still qualified 3-1 on aggregate. We have Fiorentina and Maccabi Haifa played a 1-1 draw, and then it was 5-4 on aggregate for Fiorentina, who qualified. POAK Salonika of Greece 5-1 against Dynamo Zagreb, and they qualified 5-3 on aggregate. Victoria Pleasant and Civeti played a goalless draw in the first leg, and then in the second leg also it was a goalless draw. After extra time, Victoria Pleasant won on 3-1 on penalties. For Aston Villa, it was 4 against Ajax. In the 4-0 against Ajax, and they went through. Aston Villa qualified on 4-0 aggregate. Club Brugge and Molde also it was 3-0 against Molde. For Club Brugge, they qualified 4-2 on aggregate. Lille and SK Sturm Graz 1-1 on aggregate. 4-1 for L'Occitane of France, and Maccabi Tel Aviv 1, Olympiacos 6 on aggregate. It was 7-5 after extra time in that game. Now let's look at the teams that made it through to the quarterfinal. We have Fenerbahce, Fiorentina, PAOK Salonika, Victoria Pleasant, Aston Villa, Club Brugge, L'Occitane, and then Olympiacos into the quarterfinals of the Europa Conference League. And also, like I said, for the Europa Conference League, you've seen it. For the Conference League, for the Europa, you've seen it. For the Conference League, you've also seen the teams that made it through. All of the English teams that remain in Europe are finding their way. That is in Europa League, and then the Conference League have made it to the quarterfinals. Like I said, in favor teams like Manchester United, Tottenham also, and the rest. Let's see what the coefficient will hold for them when the new format will kick off 2024-2025 season. Now let's go straight to the big one that will be happening later on this afternoon as we speak. The UEFA Champions League draw, the Europa League draw, and then the Conference League draw. All of them will be taking place this afternoon. We have Arsenal. Let's look at the teams that made it for the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League. Arsenal, Atletico de Madrid, we have Barcelona, we have Bayern Munich, we have Borussia Dortmund, we have Manchester City, we have Paris Saint-Germain, and then we have Real Madrid. three English team. We have Arsenal, we have Manchester City, two English teams, I beg your pardon, Atletico Madrid and Barcelona from Spain, Bayern Munich from Germany, Borussia Dortmund from Germany, Manchester City, England, Paris Saint-Germain, France, and Real Madrid from Spain. So we have three Spanish teams, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, and Real Madrid. Two English teams, Arsenal and Manchester City. We'll have one German team, that is Bayern Munich, and we'll have one French Ligue 1 team, that is PSG, Paris Saint-Germain. The draws for the Champions League will be coming on later on today in the afternoon, and we're going to be seeing fantastic draw. A lot of pundits have predicted maybe they are going to see Arsenal against Barcelona, Arsenal against PSG, Arsenal against, I think the English teams cannot play themselves as it stands right now. Probably, let's see, two English teams will actually have to face each other in the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League, and then we'll have PSG, we'll have who are chasing this Champions League for quite some times now. Let's see if they will make it to the to Wembley. Wembley will be the final on during May this year, and then we'll have the likes of Real Madrid, who have won more than any other team in the quarterfinal stage right now, and then we'll have the defending champions Manchester City, who is looking good to defend their title, and people are saying that Manchester City will get to the final this time around. Are they ready? Would they be able to defend it? Would they be able to get to Wembley? Wembley is in England, and if Manchester City get to the final, who is the team that is going to stop them from lifting it? A whole lot will be happening this afternoon when the draws will take place in Nyon, Switzerland. That is the headquarters of UEFA. A fantastic draw. Also, we'll be seeing the Europa League draw. We'll also be seeing the Conference League draw. Let's quickly look at all of these. Let's place them side by side. Let's have the Champions League, the Europa League draw, and then the Conference League draw. Let's just flip them one more time for our viewers at home to see all of the teams that made it through to the quarterfinals of the three European competition. The Conference League, Fenerbahce, like I said, Fiorentina got to the final. They lost to West Ham of the Conference League. We have POK Salonika, Victoria Pleasant, Aston Villa, Club Brugge, Loxley, Olympiacos. These are the teams in the draws for the quarterfinal, and then for the Europa, we have Benfica, AC Milan, Marseille, West Ham United, Atlanta, Bayer Leverkusen, and Roma alongside Liverpool. They played the Europa finals back-to-back when that was the first season of Jurgen Klopp. And then we have Arsenal, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund, Manchester City, Paris Saint-Germain, and Real Madrid in the UEFA Champions League finals. Like I said, the draws is coming up this afternoon. Fantastic draw. Let's expect some good draws. When those draws come, we are going to definitely have it on our sports show on Trust TV. That is where we're going to leave it on the program this lovely Friday morning on 360 Sports. I am Emmanuel Fashemi. Say thanks for watching.